Bryce, before getting into your outing, just where were you when you saw Cal's homer, and just what is the impact of his ability to be able to be so clutch for you guys in those big moments?
Yeah, it's big. I was in the locker room. I was watching on the TV. It's just, he threw one at the top of the zone. See that bat twirl from Cal, and you know it's going. So we were all excited. He obviously makes a big impact, on this team. Like not just at the plate or behind the plate. Great leader, great guy. We all love pitching to him. We all love having him around. So he's a great dude.
How big was this win tonight? I mean, I know it's so early in the season, but first time you guys have won 2 in a row, especially the way with the late innings dramatic for the back-to-back games.
Yeah, no, it's big. I mean, anytime we can get a win, especially at start a series, is big. Put us in a good spot moving forward to take the series, and I think we're finally playing good baseball, and I don't know, we playing as a team, so it's it hasn't been any it hasn't been super one-sided so far, where I feel like it has in the past, and just good team win.
What'd you make of your outing tonight?
Never ideal to have a 30-pitch first inning, but we got through it, and I think limited hard contact pretty well today, and I mean, first hit was on a bunt, and the second one was executed sinker in that floated over first. So too many walks. I'm walking way too many people right now, but that's the main thing with that fourth inning. Anytime you have a leadoff walk, it always comes back to bite you. So that's on me. But yeah, I felt like I grinded, getting through some early season soreness, I think, and velo's kind of down. But if anything, kind of proves to me that I can navigate lineups and limit hard contact even without my best stuff. So really just kind of looking forward to a couple weeks from now or a month or two from now when I'm feeling really good in mid-season form and seeing how that goes. But
what did that do for you to finish the outing the way you did, especially against a guy like Seager?
Yeah, it was big. I mean, I knew I had too many pitches, and the only way I get through that inning is to go, 3 up, 3 down, especially after a 9-pitch, I think, at bat to Simeon. So yeah, I definitely didn't want to walk anybody, and just figured I'd, see if he could hit the heater. So I thought the heater wasn't great today velocity-wise, but I mean, it was carrying good and located well, a lot better than last week, and I think a lot of the off speeds were executed well. So I'll take it.
Does that give you confidence in a way, even knowing that if the velo is down, if it's 92, whatever, you can still throw it, in the zone, and it'll still produce those weak contact outs?
Yeah, for sure. I was telling Logan, maybe 10 years from now, I'll look back to this game whenever 92 is my best bullet. I'll be like, that's how I need to pitch, attack with the heater up. But no, it's for sure, that's why I'm excited to get a few starts in and feel good and attack hitters whenever I do have my best stuff. But just knowing that I can get through lineups and limit contact and, pitch well with mainly off speeds and with lower velo, that's big. So
is the soreness just something that came out of spring training or something you've been dealing with for?
Yeah, it's just really the last 3 starts I haven't felt great, but battling through it, and it'll come through. And getting through lineups without my best stuff, like I said, is something that is exciting for me for whenever I do start having the best stuff and feeling good. So we'll get it figured out and hopefully not have a 30-pitch first inning and get deeper into games, because coming out through 5 isn't ideal, but I gotta get deeper in games, give our bullpen a better chance to set us up for later in the series as well. But we're getting there.
Have you had stretches like that before, where you've had that kind of lingering soreness through a couple starts or whatnot?
Yeah, for sure. It's usually not beginning of season for me. It's usually mid-season, but every year is different. You know, I'm coming off a year where I threw 180 innings, and that was the most I've ever thrown. And just trying to adjust body-wise and get through this little stretch, and get past it and get back to feeling normal. But yeah, I would be feeling good before long.
Has it been a bigger adjustment than you thought it would be after coming after a season of throwing that many innings?
Yeah, I mean, I went into spring feeling good. Felt good really all through spring. I think it's just the early season doesn't help. First start and this start, I've had 1 or 2 really long innings, and make a couple pitches, in a couple of those at bats. Don't walk 2 guys in the first, and things go different. So, and that probably affects how my arms are covering and everything. So, we're getting there. We'll get it dialed in and be good to go.
You mentioned things not being as one-sided this season. When you have a game like tonight where your guys' offense is able to run up the pitch count on DeGrom too, just how does that help you stay focused on what you need to do instead of recognizing that there might be a discrepancy and try and do more than what you have to do on the mound?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like in the past there's been a lot of, last year specifically, like it felt like we would either pitch really well and not hit, or hit good and not pitch that day. And that's going to happen throughout the year. I mean, we're not always going to hit and pitch at the same time, but when we don't pitch well, the hitters got to, pick us up, and when we're not hitting well, we got to pick them up. And but yeah, it's anytime you have a guy like Jacob DeGrom on the mound on the other side, like getting deep into counts and working his pitch count is huge. And it also helps when 2 guys take him deep, so that was big too. But it's really fun to pitch against those guys. I was disappointed last week. I thought I was going to pitch against Verlander, and I got pushed today and didn't get to, but I still pitched against Robbie, so that was cool. But yeah, throwing against DeGrom this week, that was cool too. He gave me a head nod before the game, so that was the highlight of the day.
All right.
Thanks, Bryce.
Thanks, Bryce.
Great way to come back tonight, after Wednesday, continuing some good energy. I thought, Bryce, a couple of instances today, getting out of that first inning. He had a lot of traffic there early, but being able to get out of that without giving up a run. And then I thought again in the 5th when we were able to get through Seager there and get him all the way through the 5th inning. I thought that was another big inning for him. And I think offensively able to get a lead. And, a couple of big home runs early to kind of give us a lift. And then obviously Cal's homer towards the end, to kind of seal the deal. Not to be overlooked, JP picking up a big RBI single to left. Those are the kind of things we wanted to try to do to add on, and we were able to do that tonight. A good win offensively and defensively.
Yeah, we've talked so much about Cal's impact and what he does for you guys, but to move into the all-time leaderboard for homers and the way he did it, just what does that say about that moment?
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to Cal on another achievement that, it's just one of many that he's going to have. And, doing it with style tonight, breaking the franchise record and breaking a tie. He's hit so many big home runs for us already. That was a big one tonight. And, that's really good to see.
Did he talk to you at all about the torpedo bat?
I know there were a couple of guys were swinging them today. And, some guys feel good with it, some guys don't. But, that's a big hit right there.
It was set up by Polanco, another huge night for him. Just what did you see from him? And I know we've talked about the balls just stinging off the barrels, but just to continue to be able to do that consistently.
Yeah, I mean, he's really, has swung the bat so well, and the consistency has been there. Another 3 hits tonight, and hitting the ball hard. The home run, he was able to pull. The other 2 were more middle of the field. But just seeing the ball well and putting good swings on it. And, again, we talk about it a lot. To be able to do that with a day off yesterday, having a little more sparing play time for him, but able to just stay locked in where he is has been really impressive.
How much does that homer in the first set the tone too, especially against a guy like DeGrom?
Yeah, huge. I thought, getting a run early on DeGrom, I mean, if you're going to get to him, you got to get to him early, and we were able to do that. Rowdy's homer was also big for us, but I think when you're able to put a lot of ABs on DeGrom and run his pitch count up, like we were able to do, that always works to your benefit. And I thought he did a really good job. Our guys did a really good job of that tonight.
I know you have to be careful with the side with Jorge right now, but can you afford to have him out of the lineup with the way he's swinging?
Yeah, I mean he's really swinging the bat, and I think. When he's, seeing the ball like he is right now, and in those situations, he's coming up big. He will be in there as much as he can be.
Dan, what's been most impressive about the way Gabe has, when he comes in, he does his job, and he's been one of your guys' best pitchers out of your bullpen, early part of this season.
Yeah, he's been impressive. We talked about it a lot in spring training, just. Coming into spring training and kind of taking the bull by the horn, so to speak, and has continued to do that every time he gets the ball. He had a tough pocket tonight with the top of their order, and he really was able to go in there and just do what he does. Made some really good pitches and some tough at bats, and got us through that stretch, and he's been doing that all season long, and. It's been really good to see. Great velocity on the fastball and some good breaking stuff tonight too.
Dan, what did you see with Bryce with the battles he had to have throughout that one there, as Texas seemed to work up the pitch count on him pretty good and fight off a number of pitches and stuff? How did you kind of see him work through that?
Yeah, I mean, I think he kept mixing it up. He had a couple of good fastballs and continued to mix in the secondaries, but they were fouling stuff off. They were doing what they had to do to kind of push him. But Bryce is a tough cookie, and he doesn't back down, and he just continued to get back in the strike zone and challenge them, and to be able to get through 5 innings there was big for us. Sets up the bullpen really well.
And today looked like one of the more complete games that you guys have had, aside from that first and the 6th inning. Just how does it feel to play a game like this that everyone was performing at all levels, especially coming out that win on Wednesday?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is how we like to play. This is our brand of baseball, and again, we're going to be in a lot of close games. This was another close game that we had, guys stepping up at times when it's needed, and Cal was the guy tonight to be able to step up and give us that 2-run homer. But I think this is hopefully where we're going to continue to be and keep pushing from here.
Another 4 walks tonight. Rivas had 2 of them. Works that long walk in that long plate appearance in his first at bat, followed by JP, and then is on base for JP to drive him in later. Yeah. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, I thought Leo had some really good at bats, and we've talked a little bit about walks here the last couple days, and we've talked about little things all along since spring training, and sometimes walk seems like a little thing, but tonight I think they loomed pretty large in terms of pitch count for DeGrom and then getting on base, stealing a base, and then being on second for JP's hit. So again, when we're in a lot of close games, this is what we want to be able to do, and the guys really executed very, very well tonight.
Dan, how important is it for the team to understand the win on Wednesday and then today in terms of consistency? Yeah,
I mean, you can hear it in there, right? That's a good feeling when you're able to continue to back it up, and hopefully we just stay on this path and continue to do the things that we've been doing, and again, kind of a different one tonight where we were able to get a lead, and kind of be out in front a little bit more tonight, and hopefully there's more of that to come.
Very aggressive on the base path still. How big of an impact has Eric Young made at the first base coach? Yeah,
EYJ's been great. Our guys are very well coached over there. He sees a lot. He understands. He watches a lot of video to understand the pitchers, and he's given them a lot of info over there at first base. And we've had some key ones. I think Rivas tonight was a key stolen base to get in scoring position and get us our third run. So EY's been awesome, and it's important to have a guy over there that can do that. And Chris did it last year, and now having EY over there is big.
Thanks, Dan.